There's a question: if a girl since childhood working to gain knowledge of deen, and at the age of 16, 17, she gets married and gets busy with her kids, husband, and house chores, then how can she continue her goal to become an alima? Wallahi, this is a beautiful question that has many good things, and one of which is the proper understanding of the deen, and that our goal is to seek the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone, and not to seek our own pleasure or even in matters of deen. And I'm giving this introduction. Why? Because, say, for example, someone loves to read Quran, which something that we all should be like that. And a person loves to read the Quran so much that it's the time for the Salah comes and he delays the Salah because he's enjoying so much the recitation of the Quran. So is that a good thing for a person to delay the Salah because he's busy reciting the Quran and feeling so much of the rewards from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the closeness to Allah, which is the objective of the Salah, is to be close to Allah. So things like this, of course not. Why? Because what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to do is to do the acts of worship the way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded us to do it. So as a result of that, it's the way of the deen of Islam is that people get married. And the Prophet ﷺ and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded us in the Quran, وَأَنْكِحُوا الْأَيَامَ مِنْكُمْ وَالصَّالِحِينَ مِنْ عِبَادِكُمْ وَإِمَائِكُمْ. أنكحوا, command, make the non-married women married, and the righteous men among the men to get married. So this is a command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And az-zawaj, or marriage, has so many good deeds that goes far beyond anything that a person would do if they were not married. Unless they're not able to get married, that's a different situation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give them, inshallah ta'ala, the full rewards. But the rewards that is received as a result of being married, having children, in case here for a wife, for a woman, to be obedient to her husband, to take care of her household, to raise her kids to be Muslims, to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just the fact that she's going through the pregnancy, for example, and the pain that she goes through, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned that in the Quran. And the rewards that she gets from that, something that no one knows the limits to it. And then raising the children and breastfeeding them, even changing their dirty clothes and things like this, is all acts of obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You have this human being that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala honored, the son of Adam. And if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will, He could have made the human beings just raised in a very different way. But He, لِيَبْلُوَ بَعْضُكُمْ بِبَعْضٍ, to test you with one another. He tests us with one another. So we have parents, we have mothers to take care of us, so that the rewards is given by the mercy of Allah to the parents too. And one of which is the mother, that becomes that she deserves the best companionship. So all of these daily work that a woman would do in her household, this is far beyond anything else. And it doesn't mean that she would stop to seek knowledge, but of course to put the obligations first, and to, even if it's the hours are decreased when it comes to seeking knowledge, because the rights to be observed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would bless it. And when things are decreased, but still consistency, even if it's a small portion of time, then eventually it will pick up later, inshallah. Kids grow up, things like this, and with the intentions, it goes beyond one's actions. So as Sheikh Ibn Baz rahimahullah was asked about a similar question, that about a young girl, she asked that she doesn't want to get married because she wants to focus in seeking knowledge. So he said that a sunnah for her is to get married, because not getting married is a dangerous thing. And the Prophet ﷺ commanded, Ya ma'ashar al-shabab, man istata'a minkum al-ba'ata falyatazawwaj. O young people, whoever has the means to get married, then get married, the hadith. And that includes men and women. So, and the many different benefits: chastising oneself, lowering the gaze, having children, having offsprings that worship Allah. What is a better deed than to have someone, and this is a صدقة جارية أو علم ينتفع به أو ولد صالح يدعو له, to have a child that would make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for you after you pass away. This is one of the intentions why a person should get married. So the mu'min, the believer, he do the best he can to get married to someone that is righteous, someone that understand how to be steadfast upon the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And to leave marriage, this is not the way of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam. This is not the way of the Muslimin. And to, again, to continue to one's best ability to be steadfast upon seeking the knowledge and being among those who study the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, and إذا, as the Prophet ﷺ said, إذا خطب إليكم من ترضون دينه وخلقه فزوجوه. If someone comes to you and you're pleased with his religion and his manners, then get him married. Otherwise, إلا تفعلوه تكن فتنة في الأرض وفساد كبير. If you don't do that, then it becomes fitna, trial on the face of earth, and great corruption when people are rejected, when the religion is sound, their manners are sound. So, and we have in the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam and the Sahaba radiallahu anhum the best example. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy, inshallah.